Hello one all, this is my view of Dr. Stone, Chapter 123, War Game. And they're not kidding with that title. I freaking love how they set up this map of the area with the hexagon tiles. I mean, this looks like something out of a freaking strategy game, and I love it. It might be a bit excessive, but I do hope they end up using this moving forward. Maybe even after they capture Dr. X's kingdom, they'll keep using it to keep track of where the good resources are, where the important things are. Like, oh, over there is a waterfall. Over there is where we can get rubber from the rubber trees. Or over there is a good apple field, something like that. I think it'd be really cool seeing this expand as you move forward. And I just love Matsukaze's reaction to this. Is this for war planning? It makes our positions abundantly clear. I just love it. It actually reminds me of a scene in a light novel of that time I got reincarnated as a slime when Rimuru says they need maps and everyone turns to him and says, "What's a map?" Yeah, apparently in that world no one knows what a map is. Thanks to Chrome's call earlier, they were able to find the relatively exact position of Dr. X's kingdoms. They know where the enemy is, they know where they are, and they're able to plan things properly. Of course, you just gotta love Magma, who somehow convinces Yo that his little pea shooter of a gun can be used to overthrow the entire kingdom of American science. That somehow that weapon of theirs can take down a machine gun. How? How is Magma this charismatic of a person that he convinced Yo, a seasoned cop, that he can defeat a machine gun? You know, I'm actually going to take back everything I said about Magma. He might have been an amazing leader for the village if he had taken down Chrome in that whole grand bout tournament way back when. So, yeah, good for you. Thankfully, though, a reporter friend overhears what they're planning and is able to get the word out so they can be badly beaten and return before they cause any real issues. Which I just absolutely love. Also really like they asked Hyoga what his plans would be if he was the enemy. What, just because I was the villain, you think I know what a villain is planning? That's pretty good logic right there. I'm also a conniving sneak who is very good at surprise attacks and plotting against my enemies, so I am the exact right person to ask here. So Hyoga is proving his worth here just by being evil and conniving. Love it! So yeah, the real threat they have faced right now is the enemy creating some sort of motorized boat, or having a motorized boat already, they can just use to come aboard the Perseus, take it out, and take them all captive. But on the other hand, if they come in with the spy plane and start shooting, they'll be utterly wiped out from the air, and there is nothing they can do to defend against that, because they don't have a runway. So they're going to turn the Perseus into an aircraft carrier. And they do that by cutting off the main mast. I get that was kind of necessary and important for all this, and everyone seems to be very excited they got to do this, but what exactly is your plan for putting the mast back on? You know, at some point you're going to have to leave America and go back to Japan, or go to South America, Asia, Australia? They have a lot of targets on their destination, and I feel like they're going to need, you know, a sail for that. Also feel like that sail was very, very heavy, and they probably had specially made equipment back in Japan for setting it up. So, yeah, not really sure how they're going to get that back on. I think that's going to be a whole lot of work. But they also have a bunch of stupidly strong humans on their side, so hey, maybe it won't be that hard after all. And we see Taiju using a 6-foot-long saw to cut through a freaking tree here, so hey, anything's possible for these guys. And you just gotta love how excited Senku and Ryo are for building an aircraft carrier. I mean, really, really disturbingly, villainously excited. Love it. Also, some interesting stuff about the plane they captured. It has glass skis. I have a whole lot of questions about how you make glass strong enough so it doesn't shatter upon crashing your plane. But anyway, they replaced that with wheels made out of bamboo, which super useful, super important. Sadly, not a lot of bamboo grown in the US, so they couldn't really do the same thing. Senku even says using bamboo is basically like cheating, which does seem to track. I've played a lot of survival games, and bamboo has always been very, very useful in building baskets and weaving and all that. Oh, we also then do get confirmation that Ryu is in fact a pilot who knows how to fly a plane, so thank God for that. I mean, I've been assuming he was for quite a few chapters now. It makes a whole lot of sense. I mean, like I said in my other videos, He can drive a boat, he can drive a sailboat, he can drive a hot air balloon. It would make sense he has his pilot's license. Anyway, because of his captain instincts as a pilot, he realizes that the enemy's true objective was just to get them glued to that exact spot so they can launch a attack against them, which Dr. Zeno confirms on the very next page. Keep them pinned down, assassinate the enemy scientist. We also get a shot of another member of his kingdom. I'm going to call her Olga, because that feels appropriate for a woman of her stature. I would not want to fight her. I really wouldn't. She looks utterly terrifying. Even Jen is kind of like shaking behind her. Seriously, she's like twice his size. Anyway, Dr. X's plan is to go assassinate Dr. Taiju, which worries Jen just a little bit because he really, really doesn't want Taiju dying because of his mistakes. I mean, thankfully Taiju is really, really strong, but the enemy goes after him with a machine gun, and I don't think he's that strong. I mean, at the very least, I'm hoping, the Kingdom of Science is going to realize, hey, Taiju is probably the one they're after, so we should put him in body armor. We should make a bulletproof vest for him, or we should do something to make sure he doesn't die. Anyway, then good old Stanley volunteers to go kill Dr. Taiju, and when Jen asks, well, how exactly are you planning on doing that? His response is utterly terrifying. He just repeats what he said on the previous page, I can, with a period, so he's like saying I can. Utterly, utterly terrifying, and Dr. X seems to completely agree that there is nothing Stanley can't do. If he says he can do it, he's definitely going to go kill Dr. Taiju. I'm very excited to see what would happen if they end up beating Stanley. I don't know how they do it, but if they defeat Stanley and Dr. X finds out about that, I just really want to see his reaction. On the other hand, he probably has a few aces up his hole, some really, really big guns he hasn't brought out yet, because he doesn't want to, waste all of the precious manpower he can recruit from the Kingdom of Science, but we'll see about that. And honestly, this whole I can scene kind of reminds me of when they were wondering, well, what's going to happen if the people who revive are going to be problematic? And Suika says in the background saying, don't worry about it. And they're like, well, yeah, but he's like, don't worry about it. Like, oh, right. We have Tsukasa, the strongest guy in the entire planet. Not stronger than a machine gun, but he's pretty dang strong. And at this point, Senku and everyone realize, yeah, the enemy is probably going to come attack us really soon. And, it'd be really rude to make them do all the work, so why don't we take the fight to them instead? It's only the polite thing to do. So they create a small elite unit of only the best of the best to go capture Dr. X and take over their American Kingdom of Science. And that unit is Tsukasa, the strongest primate in the world. Hyoga, master of deception and the spear. Ukyo, with the ears of a god, capable of detecting enemies a mile away. And of course, the leader, the greatest of the great, the strongest warrior among all of them. The absolute goddess, Suika! Yes, yes, yes! This elite unit is bringing Suika with them to go capture the enemy, and I freaking love it. I love it. Oh, she hasn't done anything really amazing in a while, and now she's bouncing around with the army of soldiers to go take out Dr. X, and I cannot wait for this. I cannot wait to see this fight. Oh, I love you, Suika. I love you so much. So what I expected to be this super long battle between the two sides, going back and forth against each other, has apparently turned into a single fight, a single breakneck attack, with each side trying to capture the other. Suika's team is going to go try to capture Dr. X. Stanley's going to try and kill Dr. Taiju. Which side's going to win? I really don't know. I really, really don't know. But I think it'd be absolutely hilarious if Stanley captures Dr. Taiju and brings him back to the kingdom, only for them to then to realize, oh, this man is an idiot. I mean, he did a very good job convincing them that he wasn't last chapter, but that was then a quick phone call with Senku giving him advice from the background. Face to face, even someone with a very poor understanding of Japanese language would quickly realize that this guy is no genius. So yeah, I am super excited for next chapter, super excited to see Suika at her best, see what she can do. But please, let me get all this down below. What can happen next chapter? I mean, they're planning to turn the I mean, they're planning to turn the Perseus into an aircraft carrier. They said they need 20 meters, and even without the mast, I don't think they have the clearance for that. I mean, maybe like 5 meters or 10 meters, but that's definitely not 20 meters, so curious to see what they end up doing with all that. But let me think of all this down below. Be sure to like and share this next video. Until next time,
Peace.